Hi everyone, and welcome to yet another Transformers review with me and my dad here.
Hey, good to see y'all. How are y'all? Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. We practiced this earlier. Let's see how it come out.
So, this Transformer that we're gonna review is a Transformer that prefers sleek Earth car forms compared to his robot form.
Okay. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. This Transformer we're going to take a look at today, he likes the Earth car form better than his robot form. Okay, so we're going to play a little game and guess what Transformer this is. We're just going to show you a little part of it, and it's this part right here.
We're not going to say who that belongs to, but when we get to the reviewing area, we're going to show y'all what it belongs to.
So I think some of y'all have a good idea what this is. But anyway, okay, there it is, y'all. I don't know. Maybe this is something we may start, guess what Transformer this is. I don't know. It's just something that come off the top of my head. So anyway, this part goes to a Transformer that prefers his alt mode of a vehicle compared to his robot mode. He just loves it. He loves his automobile, his alternate mode.
That's what I was saying at the beginning, because I have been trying to memorize it, and I almost had it.
You had it. You had it. You did good. All right, let's roll on with it. Hey, we'll see y'all here in a minute.
Stay tuned.
So y'all stay tuned. Hey, it's good to see y'all. So, if y'all said G1 Tracks, you are correct.
And this is the guy we are reviewing who had that piece.
And this is what it looks like with the cannons on them, with the little cannons on the side by side. And Colton's going to put it on there right quick.
But before I attach this on his back, like y'all saw from the beginning of the video, these were not on, these rocket launchers, which is what they're called.
Yes, that'll work. That'll work.
These rocket launchers were not attached to this part, because these do come detached from these pegs and these holes.
Mm-hmm. And there's one more thing before we put them on there. Now, the original release had it where there was a spring gimmick in here where you would push the levers and the little rockets would fire out. But with the way that the mold is here in the United States and stuff like that, the spring is not there. So you have to release the trigger and pull out the rockets themselves.
Yes. and you can attach this on the back of the vehicle using this hole and that peg there. And I think you can attach this either way. Like, you can either have it like this, or you can attach it like this, the other way around, with these rocket launchers facing the other way around.
Let's see here. As far as his alt mode, that is a Corvette. That is what Trax is after. He is made after is a Corvette. A Chevrolet Corvette. So, that's it. Yeah.
If you want to attach this like this, you will have to make sure these rocket launchers are attached like this. So the triggers are facing up like this.
Yeah, that's the way right there that it's supposed to go on him. Now, you could have it either way, but that's the original way right there. And it's just kind of an armed up way to make him have more punch, if you would. Now, this mold is going back to the old 1980s Diaclone, which what that means is we take the armament off as soon as I can get it off there. Back and then in the Diaclone days and stuff like that, you would have little bitty. Can you get that up, or you want me to get it up?
There we go.
Okay, right there. And pretty much all the Autobots at that time had little bitty square cutouts in the cab, some way, shape, or form, to where you could sit a little guy in there.
Which is a little Diaclone.
Which is a little bitty guy. One day I'll get him.
Yes.
But we don't have them right now. And then I'll do a little comparison where you could fit a little guy in there. So that's the reason why the square is cut out. And you have a awesome rub symbol on top. And it does work.
Yes. I even did it. I even tested it myself. And yes, it does work. So let's see if it can... Oh, there we go. It worked. You can see the Autobot symbol there. There it is, the Autobot symbol.
Yep.
But of course, he does have some Autobot stickers, like one on the back and, of course, one at the front.
That's
here.
one thing that made this Transformer unique was the flame decal of the Autobot symbol and the flame on the hood. That's one thing that Trax was one of these well-loved Transformers because of his style. Now, I am going to get off into a little bit of the bio right quick of Trax, so this way you can understand, because anything that has to do with G1, I do a bio on him, so this way we know what type of personality he is and what he's about. No matter however many reiterations or revamps of the Transformer of Trax, this is one that where it all started from, was this guy right here.
Yes.
So I'm going to get a little bit of the bio so this way you can understand his personality. That's one thing that made these different compared to GoBots or anything else, is that they gave each one of them each own individual personalities. While I'm reading the bio, I'm going to let Colton throw up a couple of Transformers right there side by side, so this way you can see like this guy and then that guy, because it's important for y'all to know that G1 did have real rubber wheels.
Yes.
They were not plastic. His function is warrior. Looking good is what life is all about. He's called a lousy Earth lover by some few Autobots because he prefers the sleek Earth car form to the original robot form. Thinks they are jealous of his good looks, but they feel struggled against the Decepticons should be his top concern. Instead of his good looks, he should be concerned about more fighting the Decepticons instead of a few scratches here or there. That's what they're saying. As car, he can go up to 280 miles per hour. And here's his key point: uses wings under his rear fenders as subsonic flight. As car or robot, uses launchers to fire heat-seeking missiles that can go up to 60 miles. And he also has a beam gun, which we do not have, but we have everything else for him.
Yes.
So, Trax is a unique transformation mode among all of the other Autobot cars. He's a Corvette. He is a very popular toy. He is a very popular action figure. He's pretty cool looking as a cartoon character. Trax can also convert into a type of a flying car, which we're going to get to here in a minute. Where his wings flip out and his missiles attach to him.
And like y'all heard, this guy does have a second mode besides just his vehicle and robot.
Right. Now, with the cool flame decal on his hood. And Trax was loved by Hasbro. This guy right here, he has just got the personification of coolness, I guess you would say. Of coolness. Now, we have a couple of deals here to compare him with. We have Trax right here. So this is what he would look like with some of his wave mates right here. And y'all know who this is, because we did do a review on him before.
And that is Sideswipe, which is the Generation 2 version.
Generation 2. Generation 2, I think it looks better. So, this right here is G2 Sideswipe. This is what they would look like in just a roundabout way right there. There's some of his wave mates. Okay, now we're going to take him out the way, get the other one, the little blue one. Now, this is the only other one that I've seen that kind of resembles the same thing.
And this is another Generation 2 character who...
I forgot his name. I really did.
I also forgot his name.
So, he is a Corvette. This guy's supposed to replica a Corvette. So, they're both Corvettes.
Okay.
So, that is why I wanted to go ahead and get him out, so this way y'all can see G1, G2.
Yes.
So, we're going to put that guy off to the side and get back to the spotlight. Now, since we know that this guy really cares about his looks. He really don't care about much of anything else, just his looks. Can't stand a scratch or, a faded on his paint job. He just looks really bad. I'm not going to say it. He looks really cool. He is a blue Chevy Corvette.
Yes.
That's what he's modeled after. So, with that said, I'm going to let Colton take it from here. And this right here is his, don't forget that part right there.
Right.
But you don't have to put it on yet.
I know.
So I am going to let, what am I saying? I'm going to let Colton, I'm going to turn it over to Colton, let him have the floor. I am just off in the background, y'all.
So here we have Generation 1 Trax in his nice Corvette car mode. And it looks nice. Looks really nice. Just a lot of blue with some nice flame sticker detail here with the Autobot symbol. And like you can see here, the front hood on this one doesn't really line up together really well. I thought that it would like tab together on this version, but it doesn't.
Now, I do want to give y'all a little back history. My dad back when me and my brother was younger, my dad did have a Corvette, but it has some fiberglass damage to it. So my dad got it, and it was black and yellow, and it almost looked like this one here. But the only reason why my dad didn't do much with it is because he didn't know how to work with Bondo and some other things that well at that time. So after about a year or two, he let go of the Corvette. But I remember he didn't want to get rid of it, but he got rid of it. So later on that year, somebody bought him a remote control car of the Corvette. Then it was the same colors that he got rid of. So I just wanted to give y'all a little story time there. So anyway, these Corvettes, to me in my mind, were the best looking Corvettes, even compared to today. But that's my opinion. Everybody's different.
Yes.
But we're going back to 1980s and mid to late 70s of what a Corvette looked like. So anyway, that's it. I'm going to step out. I'm going to be quiet unless I need to say something else. I'm going to let Colton have it again. Go ahead.
But I will have to say this to you, Dad.
Mm-hmm.
Does the front hood on this one tap together?
That's just the way it is.
Oh.
That's just the way it is. The flames, it could have been pulled in a little bit closer, but that's okay.
Oh.
Because that's originally a sticker you put on there. So
Right.
That's okay. No, it's just the way it is. Alright, we can continue.
And being that this is a G1 figure, he does have some rubber tires here that makes him roll really smooth. And on the bottom, you really don't have a lot of robot mode kibble underneath. Well, kinda in here, right?
Yeah, that's alright. That's alright. It's still well pretty hidden.
Yeah.
for the good parts and bad parts, this car looks really good in his Corvette mode. But when you go to transform him, he's got a couple of issues that I know for sure does wear out over time, and if you're not careful, they will snap.
I actually noticed that too on this figure.
So that's pretty much it. We can go and get him transformed now, or we can go to his alt mode.
Yes,
his alt mode.
That's what I was about to say.
That's right. My bad. He has that alt mode that Colton's going to transform him into,
Which is a flying car.
Yeah, it's kind of weird, but it's what they did to, I don't know why, but they did it. But it helped.
And he even used it in the cartoon.
Yep.
He was a flying car in the cartoon. So to get him into his second mode, before we get to his robot mode, for the back tires, what you're going to do with these is come to the bottom and take these black things with these white thin things and pull them out and bring them down so they look like this. Then take these, which are connected by the back wheels, and bring them up. Then take these black things here, not these white thin pieces, but these black things, and bring them down.
There you go.
And these are going to form the wings here. Then take this thing and attach it to that hole here in that port, like this.
No, you had it right. You had it right. No, you had it right.
Okay.
Yep.
So you cannot plug it the other way?
Yeah, well, in car mode, it's an option you can have, but this is a preferred mode.
So when he's in his flying car mode, you have to leave it like this?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes.
And there you have his flying car mode here.
You have his armored up car flying mode that, looks really good, but, he did use this in a bunch of G1 cartoons. This mode right here.
Yes.
So he does look really good using this. Some of the parts that get weak over time, and if you're not careful, will be, let's just go ahead and take off this little, can we take that part off right there? There you go. There we go.
There we go.
Some of the parts over time that get weak and brittle could be these right here.
Yes.
Because the way that the mold is and the way it has to transform on both arms. This is what you must watch out for over time.
The hinge joints on these back wheel things where these black things and these wings are connected to.
Yes, and that's...
Because, like y'all heard, y'all heard that like snap sound, which feels like something just broke, but nothing broke.
Right.
so far.
Oh, nothing broke. So you just have to be very careful with this one transformer right here, and keep in mind these two joints right here over time as far as the G1 tracks. So we're going to put this back on him, and we're going to finish transforming him fully into robot mode.
Yes. And you do have some sticker details on these black things here and on the wings here. And nothing on the bottom here.
Stop right there. Hold it, flip it back. See, this is what I was talking about. One more time. These little sections right in here.
Yeah.
That is, over time, could be the weakest part of tracks.
Yeah.
On both of them right there. So everything else pretty much stays together pretty good. It's these that become weak over time if you're steadily transforming it. If that makes sense.
And he does have like a little port here, which I'm guessing you can display this guy with a display stand using that port there. So you can have him like flying in the air with that display stand. But let's get him transformed into his full robot mode. So to do that, we're gonna take the front hood parts of the car and extend them out. Then you want to take both halves of the hood of the car that's connected by this black thing, and
The waist.
which is the waist, and rotate it around. Then take these blue and white things here and
Push.
slide them down, which will extend out these front headlight things. And you do want to bring these up, which will help flip down what will become his feet in robot mode. And for these black things here, you want to bring them out, and on the sides here, you could see there's these two little nubs here. What you want to do is take two of these nubs and slide them down, which will reveal his hands. And finally, take the back part of the car, untap it, and flip it around, and you're done. And there you have Trax in his robot mode.
That is G1 Trax. Like I said, I've seen the better makes and models after this release, and he does look better. Okay. Over time, they have perfected the G1 and the Trax look of the face and the just the whole overall to where we are today. But this is the beginning origins of Trax. Is through this guy right here. So I'm going to let Colton go through the details and
getting a closer look here at his face. And he does have a pretty nicely detailed face, but he kind of does have like a, yeah, he kind of has like an Optimus Prime face, because he does have like a mouth plate here on his red painted in face here.
Kind of like I said, this is the way he looked back in the 1980s. So
yeah,
this is the way he originally really looked in the 1980s.
And for his legs and his feet, you do have some sticker detail here.
As far as articulation, he pretty much, you got to remember that this was a mold from the 1980s, so there's pretty much hardly any articulation. His head cannot rotate. His arms can only go about in and out and up
and bend at the elbow.
Yeah, that's about it.
But you can kind of like move his arms like this, if you kind of want to.
So that is pretty much it. His head cannot rotate or move. His legs cannot move. They can go up and down, but that's due to transformation. His head crest right there, it just leans back, and that's about as much articulation you'll get out of this G1 Transformer.
And if we have his gun, you would clip it onto his arm here, but of course we do not have it.
Yeah, so we got this we already talked about the missiles up here, that they can come out, but it is not spring loaded. You manually have to push down on the clip to take the missile out.
On the trigger to take the missiles out.
Right. And what we're going to do is show y'all a couple little G1 mates he had with him. Well, that's actually G2.
Sideswipe and grapple with no hands.
With no hands, that's right. I didn't get him with no hands. I forgot to get the hands. Anyway, this is kind of what his wave mates would look like with him in a little roll call. So
yes,
this is how tall and the scale and stuff like that he would look like. So with that, we're going to get him out the way. Whoops. As far as he is a very unique character, and he always was and always will be in the Transformer line.
yes.
He is very conscious about his car mode. And some of the other Autobots are just like, don't you think you need to be concentrating more on Decepticons instead of your sleek car mode? He's very happy of what Teletran 1 gave him as far as the look and the style. This guy right here is the only other guy that I can even kind of remote to comparison with a Corvette. So that's why we have him, to show y'all kind of the scale that even in G2 they had a Corvette, but it wasn't Trax. So anyway, I am going to let Colton say whatever he needs to say, and we'll see y'all here in a minute.
And that is, we'll be back with our final thoughts. So there you have the review of the Transformers Generation 1 Trax.
I love his alt mode, a Chevy Corvette. But of course, hey, I'm putting it out there right now. I am a Chevy person, and so I love Chevrolet. So Chevy, this era right here, the Corvette that come out in that era, to me still is and always will be the best looking Corvette. That's my opinion. Okay. As far as a robot mode, he looks really good. And he did a real good job in the G1 Transformers, representing and replicating what he is. There was a spotlight all to him in G1, where there was just one show dedicated straight to him. And if you remember later on down the road, you'll also see Blaster with him, which they kind of had the same style and the same music. So, I mean, this guy was unique all to himself. And he had two modes. He had the Corvette mode, then he had a alternate Corvette mode where it could fly. As far as his attitude, he could get down and scrap with the rest of them, but he really didn't like any kind of smudges, smears, or scratches on his paint job. So I thought that was unique as far as the personality of what makes Trax. Like I said, when Teletran 1 gave him this op mode, he fell in love with it.
And I also fell in love with his vehicle mode, because I also think that the vehicle mode does look great. Even the robot mode does also look really good. And his flying car mode,
you can take it or leave it. I mean, it's just something that they added, so you can like it, hate it. You know, it was different.
I actually kind of like the flying car mode.
You know, at that time in the 1980s, you know, it was different to see a sports car that had wings on it that could fly. Yeah, along with burning up the roads, he can burn up the sky. I mean, it was just two different ways of looking at it. But what made him unique was his personality. Besides his sports car mode, his personality shined with, I think, the kids at the time, and the G1. So that's about my take on this history of Trax, and it's a little bit of our story, my story, and what I remember of Trax. I was there. I seen the whole thing. I was right there when Trax was at the and little things that they called the mall, which I don't know if they have anymore. But anyway,
like KB Toys.
Yes, there was a store called KB Toys in the mall decades ago that had all these guys, and he was one of them on the shelf. So, y'all, that's it for me. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Be careful out there. And we will see y'all on the next go around. I'm going to leave it to Colton and wrap it up.
And if you like this video, give us a like, comment, and subscribe for more. And if you want to check out some other videos you may have missed, there's a playlist set up on my YouTube channel. So I think that's about it. So thanks for watching.